3 Democrats voted with the MAGA cult to criminalize gender-affirming care for minors. This is what we call a MAGA light Democrat. These Democrats need to be voted out immediately. These 3 Democrats were Vicente Gonzalez from Texas, Don Davis from North Carolina, and Henry Cuellar from Texas. They voted with the MAGA cult on this bill to criminalize gender-affirming care for minors. Shame on these Democrats for being complicit in affirming false information about trans youth. Your failure to recognize reality, research, data, and facts is shameful, embarrassing, and it's going to cost you your job. These 3 Democrats voted to put trans children in danger of direct harm based on false information. And if this bill passes through the Senate, they will be directly responsible for the harm caused to these children. The demonization and lies spread about the trans community is a disgusting tactic to distract from the fact that Republicans have no plans for healthcare starting in January, and the cover-up of the largest child sex trafficking ring in the world that Donald Trump was a part of. Trans people are 0.6% of the population. 99% of trans people never detransition, and only 5 to 10% of trans people ever receive any kind of genital surgery. Less than a third of trans people take gender-affirming medication. And trans youth are 4 times as likely to commit suicide due to anti-trans legislation, bullying online and in person, and violent assault and discrimination, and sometimes murder. This bill is going to worsen all the violence and hate towards transgender people, and how embarrassing and shameful that people in our own party could be that misinformed. And not only that, this has paved the way for more anti-trans legislation to be introduced. And if you don't believe me, just take it from the professionals. The American Academy of Pediatrics said these policies and proposals misconstrue the current medical consensus and fail to reflect the realities of pediatric care and the needs of children and families. These rules help no one, do nothing to address healthcare costs, and unfairly stigmatize a population of young people. We're talking about 700,000 people. That's the numbers of trans youth. This medical care is that it is safe and effective for the young people who need it. That was the president of the American Academy of Pediatrics. The American Psychological Association said, APA is deeply concerned about recent federal actions that not only challenge the scientific understanding of gender identity, but also potentially jeopardize the human rights, psychological health, and well-being of transgender and non-binary individuals. The Children's Hospital Association said, if finalized, this would set a dangerous precedent. Today's proposed conditions make it possible for all kinds of specialized healthcare treatments to be withheld based on government-mandated rules. Millions of families could lose access to the care they need. The ACLU is now suing over this, and they said the administration's proposal seeks to block the provision of evidence-based, medically necessary care for trans people under 18, care that is supported by every major medical association in the country, including the American Medical Association and the American Academy of Pediatrics. The ACLU said these gratuitous proposals are cruel and unconstitutional attacks on the rights of trans youth and their families. By attempting to strip away essential health care, the administration is not protecting anyone. It is weaponizing the federal government to target a vulnerable population for political gain. Healthcare decisions belong to families and their doctors, not politicians. The latest proposals from the administration would force doctors to choose between their ethical obligations to their patients and the threat of losing federal funding. It would uproot families who have already fled state-level bans, leaving them with nowhere to turn for the care they need to survive and thrive. We have seen the devastating consequences of similar policies at the state level, and we have fought them every step of the way. Let us be clear, if this administration moves forward with this attempt to enact a national ban on our medical care through coercion, the ACLU will see them in court. We will not rest until the rights of trans youth to live authentically and access the care they need are fully protected. If this is one of your senators, contact them and tell them how upsetting this is. This is life or death for these children. And shame on all these Republicans and the 3 Democrats who voted against common knowledge, science, data, research, and fact, not to mention all major medical associations. You think you know better than those experts? So thank you guys for listening. Please like this, comment, and share it. Transgender people are being suppressed in the algorithm. Thanks. I'll be back.